Hi, I'm Angelo Van Bogart, editor for Old Cars Magazine here at the 50th anniversary Iola Car Show in Iola, Wisconsin. And we're talking to David Frank. David is the editor for the National DeSoto Club's publication, DeSoto Adventures. Doing a great job. They've won our Golden Quill Award for the great content that they put in there. Absolutely worthwhile club to be a member if you're not. But we're with David's 1959 DeSoto. And David, why don't you tell us how you got into DeSotos?
Well, my great-grandpa bought brand new DeSotos to drive as daily drivers, and usually when he was going to trade in his car, my grandpa would buy it as a used car, so my grandpa also drove them, and so they obviously were loyal to that until '61 when they stopped making them, and then my great-grandpa transitioned to Chryslers. Along the way, my grandpa picked up a '60 DeSoto that was 15 months old in 1961. And that car was meant to be a second driver, and it never really got used as such. So he still has that car today with 42,000 original miles and the plastic seat covers and everything all original. So that kind of started the collecting a little bit, in addition to a 56 that he bought back in 1976 because they had liked them so much when they were driving them. So that kind of got my family into them, and so I have a dad and an uncle that are into DeSotos. My other uncle's in the Chrysler 300s. So we're definitely a Finn Mopar family for sure.
That's great. So when did you buy this 59?
I bought this car in August of 2016 with somebody that I knew from our DeSoto club, and I had known of the car for quite a while and actually had helped him kind of keep it on the road the last several years he owned it, and at the time I had no idea I was going to be buying it, but as his health declined, he kind of faced the facts that he had to sell the car and offered it to me at a price I couldn't refuse. So I bought the car, and I've had it ever since. And I started out, the car did not run great, and it clanked in the front end, so I've been through pretty much everything mechanically as far as that goes. And I'm at the point where I would trust the car to drive anywhere, including the recent trip out to Pennsylvania for the National DeSoto Club convention last month.
So Pennsylvania to Wisconsin, how many miles was that?
Well, we actually trailered it to Fort Wayne because we had to deliver some sheet metal, but the part of the trip that I drove was about 1,200 miles total round trip.
Great.
That we put on, so yeah.
And this is a low mileage car, you said, right?
Yeah, 49,000 original miles is the first time around on it. The car back in 1986, when the previous owner bought it, was 16,000 original miles at that time, and it had been garage kept until then. And then he unfortunately let it sit outside for 30 years, and that's where all the patina and the sun damage and everything's come in.
And this is a Sportsman model, correct?
Yeah, it's a Fireflight Sportsman. It's a fairly rare model, especially in a Tudor hardtop. The Sportsman usually refers to the fact that it is a hardtop. In 56 and 59, they did also use the Seville badging as well as a lower trim level hardtop. But that's the Fireflight would be the model then for the car. This is just a kind of a trim level.
And you said this is fairly well optioned.
Yeah, so this car has standard power steering and power brakes. It also has an optional power bench seat. It has the auto dimming headlights, which has the electronic eye up on the dashboard there. It also has this insert. You know, normally you got a two-tone where it was one color here and here, and then the main body color. When you got the insert, then the roof was the same as the body color. And it also has the chrome strips on the trunk here that were optional as well.
Great car. Thanks for bringing it to Iola. We always appreciate that. You've done a fair amount of work since you got it in 2016. You did all the dash, you said, the front end.
Yep.
Some mechanical stuff.
Yeah, so mechanically I did pretty much everything that way, and then not this last winter, but the winter before, I redid the whole dashboard. And as you can see, that contrasts quite a bit with how the rest of the interior looks right now. And for those watching, that is a 60 DeSoto steering wheel in there for now until I get a 59 one in. But
yeah, you said 59 steering wheels are pretty expensive to recast. So
yeah, they're about $1,800 to recast one. So for now, my grandpa had the 60 wheel in his parts collection, and until I get my hands on a 59 one, that'll do for now.
Absolutely. We're just glad to see you keep driving it and keeping it on the road.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a really fun car. I'll drive this pretty much everywhere, and I got the original points and drum brakes and bias ply tires and single reservoir master cylinder and all that stuff on it. So really enjoy my authentic 1959 driving experience.
And what engine's in a 59 DeSoto's Fireflight?
This one's a 3D3 4-wheel, which was the standard motor for the Fireflight. It's about 325 horsepower from the factory with a torque plate transmission. 331 rear end with open gears on this. You could get a sure grip as an option. And then on the engine, you could also actually get the Adventure engine as an option. That was extremely rare, but there were some built with the dual 4-barrel engine from the factory, and then you would get a little badge right here that would say Adventure powered on it.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us about your 59 DeSoto, and keep up the good work on DeSoto Adventures.
Thank you.